Welcome into the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here, joined by none other than Vita Vea. Vita, thanks for being with us.
Appreciate that.
For everybody that's watching the show, as compared to just listening to it, you have a really adorable pink bow on your hat. And I was wondering, is this like you're just making a fashion statement, or am I correct in assuming this belongs to your daughter?
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah?
It's mainly because it's my daughter. She has very short hair, but once I put it to my hat, I thought it was a pretty good look.
Starting a fashion trend.
Yeah, it is.
So first of all, congrats on the win. Huge game, incredible. And now you guys have tied the best 6-game start in franchise history. You've been here several years now. How cool does this feel to be sitting here with this record? Finally kind of getting this national attention, recognition. Everyone's jumping on the Bucs bandwagon, it feels like.
It does feel good. I think when you sit down really trying to digest everything, it feels kind of crazy. Cause I think the best record I've been on since being here was the 21 team. Mm-hmm. I think we only lost 4 games that season. So and it feels like this team is better than that team.
Wow.
Yeah, I would say in certain areas. Yeah, it feels really good, but at the same time, it's just like that same. I think in college, our coach always told us like, never listen to the outside noise. Like, he would joke about it, be like, "Oh yeah, Vita, you're doing good, this and that," and then you just start listening to it, and you get soft from it, and you buy into it. So you just gotta try to stay rooted and locked in the task at hand. I think enjoy it for the moment, but there's still a lot of more work to do. I think 5-1 is pretty good, but there's a whole lot of more games to play.
For sure. And I know it's funny. I was talking to Coach Bowles doing our show right before this, and I told him I was having you on, and he said 2 different things, which I really enjoyed. First, he said, ask him about the penalty, which I knew. We heard that you had a conversation with him after that. Tell us a little bit about...
What did he say?
Nope.
He said just ask me?
Yeah, he just said to ask you.
So it was just like one of those moments. It was just... I normally when you get a penalty like that, it was dumb on my part. Like I should have never did that. I was smarter than that, but for some reason I was just thinking I was going to get a block because I got back there so fast. I was like, oh yeah, this is blocked.
This is
blocked. But then I messed up and computer error on me.
And then just Control Alt Delete.
Yeah, and then it was just one of those moments like I knew it was dumb, but there was like no. It was like I had so much trust or so much faith in our defense and our offense that no matter what happened, it was like it didn't really faze me. I was like, all right. And I when I looked at everybody else in the huddle, I was like, my bad, y'all. But like it looked like it didn't faze anybody else.
Yeah, everybody knew y'all was
just like,
stop
all right,
them.
we're gonna get a stop anyways.
That's cool.
And just like the momentum we were getting, and we came to the sideline. Because I seen Bowles, he looked at me like this on the sideline. I was like, my bad. Yeah. And I came to the sideline and I looked at him and I was like, Bowles, I was just trying to win the hitting battle on special teams. Normally Bowles has a comeback. Yeah. Normally he has a quick comeback and he's quick with it. And he just had nothing for me in the moment. He just started laughing at me and pushing me.
That's pretty funny. I think that's a great sign of what he knows about you as a player, that he knew you knew that wasn't the best idea. Like he didn't feel like he had to say anything, which is rare for Bowles to not feel like he has to say anything.
I think now he'll probably like come Wednesday he'll probably address it in the team meeting room.
Yeah.
But like he'll.
You're not done hearing about it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think I'll keep hearing about it a couple more times throughout the year.
We're talking to Vita Vea. He then did go on to really compliment you. He talked about how incredibly football intelligent you are. And he said during games you will actually go up to him and have your own ideas, your own thoughts of, hey, they're doing this against us, we should do this. And he was like, and he's almost always right. And he like lets you kind of run with some of your adjustments and things you see. is it pretty cool to hear that he thinks of it that way? And like, to me, it's really cool to hear the kind of relationship and dynamic you guys have that you feel like you can do that.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love about Bowles. It's been ever since I noticed it in 2019, the first year they were here. I did something. We were playing in LA versus the Rams, and I did something. I did something where like I won through the B gap, and I almost got a sack. And then we had a play where there was like a blitz that would have worked perfectly if they ran it, just because I know what the guard was thinking. So I was like, all right, I just beat the guard this way. And this blitz, the way this blitz is set up, I don't want to give too much about the blitz, but the way the blitz is set up, it'll work perfectly because the guard's like, now his mind's messed up because I just beat him over the edge.
Yeah.
And then it was like me and Bowles had telepathy in the moment because he called exactly what I was thinking. And I came to the sideline and I was like, that was a perfect call. He was like, yeah, I seen what you just did. But even in like other situations, like, because we're out there, like they only see what they see from the sideline and what they show on the Jumbotron. So like we get the full like
all the
analysis
of
the game and what's going on, like how they're trying to beat us. So you get kind of like a sense of their coaching scheme, of the team's coaching scheme, like how they're trying to beat us. So then for us, like that, I think that's what's helpful being with this defense for 7 years now.
Yeah.
So like it's really, you really know about like by the back of your head now, being in it for so long. So once you in the game and you understand like how teams are trying to beat us, I'll go up to Bowles and be like, all right, they're trying to do this. Let's run this, and it'll work. Or we would just do stuff like, if I feel like us up front are like doing good, like in certain areas of the pass rush, and I'll tell them like a certain play, I'm like, if we run this play, it'll kill him. And we'll just do that. And then I think Kalijah too, when Kalijah's healthy and we're out there together, we talk a lot too, and then we'll go to Bowles and tell him, like, all right, we got to do this. But that's one of the things I love about him, because he listens to us, and it normally works.
That's pretty cool. And I mean, man, this game in particular, 6 sacks for the defense, which was amazing. You got in for a half one, which actually tied you with Jason Pierre-Paul and Brad Culpepper for the 9th most in franchise history. Is that pretty cool to hear, that especially at your position, looking at you're tied with someone like JPP.
Yeah.
Like at your position, to hear you're in the top 10 in franchise history in sacks.
It is pretty cool because you don't really see nose guards get a lot of sacks.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, that is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Tell me about the one you got this last game.
I think it was just hearing like the whole line, their communication. So like I knew it was a pass, and just looking at the formation and everything, and I was like, all right, this is a pass. So I think I knew I was going to get double teamed, but in my head I was like, if I get off the ball fast enough, I might be able to split it. And then that's what I did. And then I came in there, he ducked. I should have got the whole thing. E-Rob came and finished him off. And the whole game, I thought they were going to give it to him, but the whole game I was joking with him. I was like, yup, they gave me half.
They gave me half.
And then after the game, he came up to me like, they did give you half.
This poor guy, he's got half with you and half with Levante. That he has yet to be able to get himself his own. He can't buy the whole thing.
He'll get there. I think E-Rob, I think just seeing some of the plays that he was in there yesterday, because he played a lot of nickel for us yesterday, and just seeing what he was able to do was it was really amazing. He's coming from like a young guy going against like some of their guys, like a veteran guy like Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Like the things that he was able to do against him was pretty good to see. So I think that was pretty exciting for us. Me and Kalijah were just talking about it. It was like, he has a bright future here, because just based on what he does, and I think he needs to just hone in on the little things, and he'll be that player for us.
That's pretty cool to hear. And I mean, again, 6 sacks for the game. Like, it's not like you guys are necessarily going to be able to try to have that every week, even though I'm sure you'd love to. But why was this game the game you feel like where those numbers in particular exploded?
I think it was just, we kept harping up on front all like all week and all game, it was just like we could take over the game. I feel like we left a lot of more sacks on the table. I think we could have had more, but you got to be happy with what you get. So I think just us like talking about it really all year, especially all week, and then before the game was just, even in the huddle, we were just looking at each other. It was like we could take over the game with just us, this group up front, and it just, I think it went out there and it showed for us. And the back end was where they were doing their thing, and it's always a helpful thing for us up front when the coverage works with the rush.
Yeah,
vice versa. Yeah,
Jamel getting that intercept. Well, Jamel got his first career sack too, which
he
that
did.
was pretty cool.
Yep.
And then also that interception. Tell me what you were thinking about when you saw him make both those plays.
He got the strip sack. I wish I could have got the fumble, but I was too far away to try to run and get it. And then that was amazing because like I didn't know who. Like sometimes when you like someone gets a sack, you're like looking around like who got it. So you're looking to see who's celebrating. I seen it was Dean, and then we all went to go celebrate with him. And then when he got the pick, he actually saved me on the pick. The pick was after the penalty I had on the roughing the punter. So I owe Dean one.
Yeah, shout out
for that.
That's pretty cool. All right, we're going to take a quick break here on the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. We've got Vita Vea here. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back into the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here with Vita Vea. Looking back at that 49ers game, I got to ask, watching Baker's game overall, and especially just the way already all season, it doesn't matter who he's got out there. He's got
Houdini.
I love it. Houdini. This is a perfect nickname. First of all, yeah, the 3rd and 14 play.
That's why I said we were all watching it. We like, because once you see like, you start hearing like everybody talk on the sideline, like getting like prepared for what's gonna happen next. So normally when it's like 3rd and long like that, the odds are stacked up against us. So you normally hear the special team coach like say punt team alert, this and that, and then you hear the defensive coaches like saying like, oh, you're up, you're down, this and that. So like everybody's getting ready for what's next. So we're just watching the jumbotron, and then like it looks like 3 times like he was gonna get sacked, and then for some reason you just see him just escape out of it. That's why I called him. I was like, damn, that dude's Houdini out there just running around as just the escape artist. And it was just, I think it really is exciting for us to see on the sideline because it turns us up even more. Like you just, there's a camera on the sideline, you see us like just as hype as anybody else in the stadium.
That's pretty cool. And then the Johnson & Johnson touchdowns from Cam and Tez. What was that like to watch? And then especially even Tez's flipping that he's able to. I need him to score 12,000 more times because I've got to see how many of these flips he has in him.
It was pretty cool to see that like different guys step up in that sense. When Cam got his touchdown, that was amazing to see because like you just see someone like normally when you see someone wide open like that, you're like you normally see like one of the star receivers, but then when you see it like it's another guy stepping up in that role, you see how amazing it is. Like it's just how guys can step up and just go out there and make plays. And Tez, me and Tez, I love Tez, but we still had that little college rivalry going on. But I was happy for him when he got his touchdown. I went up to him and was just like throwing up the Oregon sign and just like messing with him, then throwing up the W and stuff like that. So it's fun to have that connection with Tez like that and just that Pac-12 connection. So,
and yeah, speaking of that Washington game, first of all, I love that this team has just been collecting Washington players for so long, and people from the state, people from the school, and how cool is that for you guys to get to go back and play in Seattle, get the big win, and there be so many of you on the team to share that moment with?
That was actually pretty cool to go back, and for me, I went back a couple of years ago, but other than that, I haven't been back to Seattle too many times, but I always loved going back there. So just landing back, it was very kind of nostalgic in a sense because you're going back to where you used to live and what life used to look like for you out there. So going out there and getting a win was huge for all of us, the whole team, but I think huge for all of us that went to UW that was able to go back and just because in college we practiced at their stadium a couple times at their facility, so they were the closest NFL team to us. So we always looked up. That's when I was at UW when they were having their Super Bowl runs, and they had like the Legion of Boom and Marshawn and all them. So it was just like you always looked up to the Seahawks. So to go up there and get a win like that was really big, especially for me.
Yeah, and I know Emeka didn't end up going to Washington for school, but being a hometown kid and seeing the game that he had there, what was that like to watch him? And just in general, what it's been like to see a guy like that and the way he's come in as a rookie, not acting like a rookie on or off the field.
I think it's amazing because you don't really see. It's just like it's amazing to see. I think you kind of overlook it because you see him every day. So it's like one of those things like when you see guys on another team like making plays, so like you think it's more. I'm not trying to take away from him, but you like think it's more amazing. But like for me, I think you kind of overlook him because
now he just does it so much.
He does it so much, and like you're around him every day, you talk to him every day. So like it just like I think it just becomes the norm, and it's like the same thing with. It's like the same thing when you look at Mike. It's like it's just Mike, but then like when you really unpack everything that he does, it's just like damn, it's amazing. So like. That's the same thing when I look at like Emeka, and he goes out there and it's just like when you kind of started getting used to it. Like when he scores, you're like, all right, I knew it was gonna happen. It was just like because he's been doing it so well for us all year. So I think it's amazing, especially for a rookie to come in and impact the team like that. It's really amazing.
We're talking to Vita Vea. You know, I imagine a lot of guys have felt that way about you of like. What you do is so incredible, and especially like at your size, at your position. But it is funny how many guys I've heard say that like you were their sort of welcome to the NFL moment of having to like go against you in practice. Like every O lineman I feel like on our team that I talked to about that, they're like, that first day I had to go up against Vita at practice. Like, is it kind of crazy for you to realize that you have that reputation at this point of like you're that guy that people feel that way about of just like, yeah, I mean, it's Vita. Like he just does these crazy things all the time.
I feel like on the team, it doesn't really feel like that. I think I try to, it's different on the field. So like in the locker room, I literally hang out with everybody.
Yeah.
So like even me and Mike were just talking about it. It was just like, I don't even treat the rookies like they're rookies. It's just like, just trying to bring everybody together and just bring that. So it's weird to like think about that because you're so cool with everybody.
Yeah.
And like even, I think that's one thing I learned from, I might be going off topic, but that's one thing I learned from like when Richard Sherman was here. I was like, I think I'm a big guy. I was just like observing. Like I like to just, it's like one of those things you don't have to really tell me anything. Like I could just see it and I understand it. I think that's what I understood from him was like, all right, this is probably what made them good in Seattle when they were there. So like just seeing him like bounce around the locker room and go around and just like hanging out with everybody. I think I kind of took a piece of that. But then even in college, our coach was like big on like getting to know everybody on the team. Because I think it was that just helps the team like morale. I think it was like Cam Johnson, for example, last year, he walked past me and I always mess with him because I call him Cam Newton Johnson. And then he was shocked. He was like, "Damn, you know my name?"
Oh,
so it was just like
that's adorable.
it was like one of those things. It was just like I think
that's what I'm saying. You're the big deal. People are shocked you even know the name. You're the big deal player. But that's so cool.
But I think that's very important to like get to know your teammates and know like just sitting down and like even I don't think it hurts to just sit down and ask somebody like where they're from and stuff like that. I think it just helps the team. Like chemistry a lot better. I think especially when you're out there because playing for each other, just like even hanging out with your teammates in the off season, you just build that connection even more. Like you're able to like talk to them. Like when me and Kalijah, when the beginning of the season, even last year, like when Kalijah, we were like on a different level because we hung out with each other so much. Like we could sit on FaceTime for like an hour and not say nothing. But I think we would just always talk about football and stuff like that. So we were so close in that regard. So I think just the little things like that is what helps a team like be good in that situation. So I think it's just funny to think about, like when you say that, when people talk about me or someone else like they're the big guy or the big guy on campus or something.
Yeah.
So it's just like, because you don't really see yourself like that, because I think, I don't know, it's like, in the movies, like the cool kids, they always just like, they have their own clique. And then like the nerds or whatever, they
they
look up to them and they're like,
yeah.
oh yeah, it's a cool kid. I feel like I never really been like that. I was just hung out with everybody.
And this also includes coaches, because everybody here knows and loves your relationship with Coach Moore. You already knew.
We should have had him on the show.
I thought about it. I really did. First of all, they showed him on the broadcast last night, which is already great. Barstool tweeted about him and like, this man has forgotten more football than any of us will ever know. Tell me about your initial, like how you became so close with Coach Moore and what made you start. For people who don't know, you do these incredible videos behind the scenes where you just ambush him with random topics and things. How did this start, and what is his response to them?
It started one year. It was like, I forget what, I think it was in 22 or 21. It was in 22. Well, he started talking to me the first time I ever heard him talk, it was 2019. Like, I thought he was just, I was like, he kind of has like that intimidation factor. You look at him if you don't really know him.
First of all, wait. The idea that you would be intimidated by anybody is funny to me. And then it's an 80-year-old man. This is my favorite thing I've ever heard.
I think it's just like, it's more like, because like in the Polynesian culture, it's like, it's always like in the Tongan culture, it's like they're big on like respecting your elders.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's just like, it was more like a respect thing.
I see.
So it's just like, I think whenever you see like old people like that, you try to be like more careful with them.
Yeah.
So I think that's how it was at first when I seen him walking around. And then I scored in Atlanta, and then that's when he first talked to me. I walked past him in practice. He was just like, nice touchdown. And that's all he said. And I was like, I appreciate it, thank you. And then like after that, it kept like building. I think he seen my high school highlight tape and was talking about that. And then he was like, yeah, the center beat Tristan in the wrestling match. He was like, you scared? I was like, should I be? He was like, no, you should get 2 sacks this game. And then every game he'll come up to me and be like, 3 sacks, 2 sacks. And then so on and so forth. And then one day it was just funny. I think we were playing in New Orleans, and normally at the hotel we have ice cream after night meetings. So he normally eats the strawberry ice cream, and they didn't have any.
Oh, no.
And he threw it. It was so funny, because this is when I really seen his like personality come out. So he started throwing a fit. He was getting so mad, like at the nutritionist and everybody. He was like, oh, I can't get a strawberry ice cream. He was mad. And then the next day it was funny. I just thought it was funny just to record him. And I was like, what type of ice cream you like? And then that's when it started. And then everybody loved it. But it's so funny because everybody always DMs me and was like, leave him alone, man.
Yeah, that he looks pissed.
Yeah, stop bothering him. I was like, you guys have no idea. Like, Coach Moore is the biggest trash talker ever. And I was like, he has so much history and like so much knowledge of the game. It's just off the camera. He did tell me all the stories, but once I pull the camera on, he acts like
he's not about it.
Yeah, like, and I've been chill because I felt like I think I let the DMs and comments get to me. Everyone was like, oh, leave him alone.
No, bring it back. We're starting the campaign.
But he loves it.
Yeah.
He secretly loves it because he'll walk past me. He's like, where's your phone?
Oh, see, he wants it.
He does, but when I pull it out, when I pull my phone out, he just goes mute.
This is what we'll do. We'll tell people on our YouTube comments to say that they want the Tom Moore videos to come back, and that will counteract whatever DMs you got.
I'm gonna get the you heard of the Meta glasses?
Oh yeah, so you can just be videoing him at any point.
I'm just gonna trick him and get the Meta glasses
to get the real version of Tom Moore. Yep. Love it. All right, we're gonna take another break here on the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. We're talking to Vita Vea. This is Buccaneers Radio. Welcome back into the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here with Vita Vea. I have to ask about Levante stealing your potential interception this season. We had Levante on. We talked about it with him. I have to hear your side.
All right, tell me his side.
I mean, he feels like a little bad, but not too bad is how I would sum it up. He said he might have done it to you another time too. Or maybe you did it to him. He said this is not the first time and that you're a little irritated with him.
No, it was funny because he did the interview with Pat McAfee. I seen how BA was getting on him. It was just like brought a little joy to my heart that BA was getting on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but I did tell Tay, I was like, after the Seattle game, I came up to him in the locker room. I was like, all is forgiven. I was like, what happened in Houston stays in Houston.
Now that you got a game saver, we'll let it go.
Yeah, I was like, you got the pick now, you caught it. And I was like, oh, it's forgiven. But I was just messing with him. It was, I don't know, my eyes.
You looked heartbroken in the moment.
I think I was more heartbroken because he dropped it. I think if he didn't drop it, it wouldn't have mattered that much.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, I kept messing with him for like the longest. I kept going up to him. I was like, damn. Like even in practice, he was getting so mad at me because like every time like I'll see him running around, I'll throw him a ball just to see if he'll catch it. And like he caught on.
You're such a troll.
He caught on to it and just stopped like he'll like move out the way, he wouldn't catch it. And I was just like, I kept like holding the ball like this to him, like just trolling him. And then he was getting so mad. I got the fumble recovery, like he said in the podcast, and against the Jets. And then I was on the sideline, and like I knew like my periphery, I knew he was like right next to me, so I was talking loud to somebody else. I was like, damn, I could have had 2 turnovers so far.
Ruthless. I love it. Now, also, I imagine when you get an interception, there's going to be a pretty good celebration with it because I feel like you're becoming known as the guy with some pretty good celebrations. Tell me what it's been like for you to get some attention for this and where especially the Aura Farming celebration came from.
I think that celebration, I think so. If we didn't do it first, somebody else would have did it. It's one of those celebrations that was like coming up to the surface, and like you always know, like when you see something on Instagram or social media, and like you already know immediately. It's like, all right,
this is gonna be a celebration.
This is gonna be someone's celebration because like there's something new every week. So I think we pulled it out in the perfect time, or everything happened at the perfect time in Pittsburgh when it first happened, and it was perfect for us because in the actual video they're on a boat, and the kid up front is just like doing the dance. So it's like our celebration. You
already do the boat.
We already do the boat, so it was just when we got it, I went to the front. And I was like, it's perfect.
So you nominated yourself for that role. That's what I wanted to hear, is how we decided who got to be the person in the star role at the front of the boat.
I just do. I guess.
You just hopped up there.
I just hopped up. I nominated myself.
That's perfect. That's how.
I think I was waiting for us to get a turnover, and it was just like I was like running. I was like, let's go row the boat, to make sure like we're gonna go row the boat so I could do it, and then it worked out perfectly.
Now, also, I saw in addition to great celebrations, we saw your acting chops. You were in a commercial with Baker. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you grade your acting ability?
I feel like I could be a good actor. I think it's a lot of work though.
Yeah, it was hard.
I'm like when you really start, like when I was on stage and I was like thinking about like, you start to think about movies you watch and like, dang, this is what like, even though it was just like a commercial, you get to like experience like what actors do. It's like, dang, like your favorite movie, like your actors like doing this the whole time. It's just like redoing the scenes. Obviously Baker had more scenes, so like being able to see it, like have him do like over and over and over again, I was like, damn, it's a lot of work. to like it really takes a lot of energy to try to, you know, like go all out and try to sell yourself in the moment for that clip, and then like when you think it's perfect, like the director's like, oh, let's do it again.
You're like, wait a minute, that was perfect. What are you talking about? So you or Baker, who's a better actor?
I'll give it to Baker.
He's a seasoned pro now.
Yeah,
he's in every commercial.
That was my first time, so I was just.
So we got to get you another one. Now you got your feet under you. Now the next time will be even better. What in general, Baker, and we talked about how fun he is to watch out there. The idea of him jawing at people, especially particular Seahawks fan, took the brunt of it. Is he good at the trash talk? And what is it like to have a quarterback who's out there actually like instigating fights and instigating trash talk with people?
I love it. I love to see it. I think it just helps the team, like, morale to go out there and play even harder, because like now you got to be able to walk the walk if you're talking the talk. So obviously he's doing both. So like for us as a defense, and like what he's been able to do, especially on that side of the ball, so it just like makes us want to be better on the defense. Like he's giving it all his all, playing and talking trash. So I was like, we got to step it up and have their back as well. So I think it helps. It just overall helps the team morale, just be able to want to go play out there harder.
We're talking to Vita Vea, and you and Baker both girl dads. Tell me what has been your favorite part of being a dad, and then has there been anything that's been hard or surprising that you've had to deal with?
I think the most surprising thing is like when it's just crazy, like being a dad. I think the craziest thing is like when you hear so many stories about like when your baby's born, like talking to so many other people, like friends and family who had kids, and they were like, yeah, when I seen the baby come out, it was just like instantly I fell in love. But like for me, I was just like, obviously, like I love her, I love Honey, but in the moment I didn't feel that, so I was like, damn, is there something wrong with me?
Oh no.
I was like, obviously the love was there.
Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't have that firework experience that everybody was talking about. But like now that when I look back at it, it's just like the way I look at her now, it's just like I love her even more now.
Oh.
So it's like, it's crazy to think that like the love keeps growing for her. It's like, damn, I didn't think I could love you this much.
And now
And
it's
then,
even
like,
more.
Yeah, and then like a year later, it was like, dang, I love you even more than a year ago.
Aw.
And it's just like now she's starting to talk and being able to understand things. So it's like right now is the fun time, but she's a little rascal at times. But
Where possibly could she get that from? I can't imagine.
oh no, not me.
Yeah, of course not. Not at all. I can't imagine like boys coming to pick her up for dates someday and you're who is waiting. That is got to be just a terrifying thought for these poor future boys. Are you going to be the like intimidating dad figure?
I think I'm already kind of I've already been kind of like drilling her. And, no. Like in a
wait, she's 2.
no, like in a way of like I think for like, especially for like a girl, I think as like it's different. I think from what I'm learning, like with my short experience of being a father, I think with girls, like you have to be able to, especially what I'm learning with Honey, is like you have to be able to like show her, like you have to be her first love, basically. That. Just so like you have to be the first one to tell her,
setting the bar high.
Yeah, like I have to tell her that she's beautiful, like she's smart, this and that, so that when she goes out into the world and in that situation, like, and somebody comes into her life and she hears that, like now she thinks like, all right,
they're not the first.
I heard that my whole life, and it's like that's not gonna win me over. It's like, what else is there to offer? But it's just like other little things. Like I think some people when people are around me and Honey, they always say like, dang, Honey's gonna have the thickest skin ever, because like I tease her so much. I think that's just me, like my personality.
Yeah,
but
this makes sense.
I think I do it in a way to where she, like one day when she's old enough, like if she goes like it's gonna happen. I think kids like, especially I feel like girls are mean. I feel like girl like especially little girls, like when they're elementary stuff. I feel like they're mean to each other. So I think me just being able to like tease her, like she's very like jealous. So like I'll have one of her dolls. And I hold her, and I was like, "Oh, you want to go night night?" And I'll act like the doll's like a real baby, and I do like all the things that she loves to do. So like, I'll hold the doll and like brush her hair. I was like, "You want me to brush your hair?" This and that, and like mess with her. And I'm like, "Oh, you want ice cream?" And act like I'm going to get her ice cream and stuff. And then Honey was like, it's so funny just like seeing her. She would start throwing a fit. She was like, she'll start grunting at me. She'll start grunting at me. It'll be so funny, and then like I'll take her to the breaking point, and then
you're
I'll
like,
stop
okay.
like, "Oh, come here. I'm sorry," and she'll come to me, and like everything I was doing with the doll,
No, she wants to
do it. She was like, and I wouldn't even have to ask. Like she'll grab a blanket, come lay next to me on the couch, and she'll be like, "Dad, I want to go night night."
This is a good strategy.
It's a good strategy, so it works.
That's hilarious. We're talking to Vita Vea here. So, okay, you brought up earlier your touchdown in 2019. First of all, I'm very sad. That's so long ago now. I have to imagine where you've had 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years. How quickly upon hiring a new one are you at their door offering your services near the goal line?
So Friday is like our short yardage day. So like every Friday, I always like go up to them and mess with them. It's like, I'm here if you need me. Yeah. So it's funny. Like I told, me and Grizz were talking, and it was just funny. It was just because I think he seen my high school highlight tape, and he was asking me, he was like, "How'd that happen?" And I told him it was just one day in high school. It was like I think it was like 4th and 1, 4th and 2 or something. I went up to my coach. I was like, there was a play called 35 Tahoe. So I was like, run 35 Tahoe, I'll get the first. And I just knew it because like I was like being around the offense a lot. So I knew the play. I was like, run 35 Tahoe, I'll get the first. And I went and I got the first down, plus a little bit extra. And then from then on, I think it just like, everybody knew I was a defensive player, but like occasionally I'll go run the ball. I was much smaller and faster in my high school days.
Yeah.
So.
What did you weigh though? I mean, you were still big. You were giant for running the ball.
I think I was like about 250.
Jeez. Yeah. You were just a solid Derrick Henry trucking down high schoolers.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Do you feel like you have the potential of more snaps? Like, is this something that you're like, please let me do this?
I think if the opportunity presents itself,
You're not opposed.
I'm not opposed to it.
Also, you in general made the NFL's top 100 list this year. How cool was that for you to realize that you're now at the point too where you're getting, recognized by your peers across the league for your talent level?
It was pretty cool. I think it was more cool. So I never really paid attention to, like, growing up I never paid attention too much to the NFL top 100. But I think it was cool for me to see like the excitement in my family, like my cousins and stuff like that, brothers and stuff, because like they were always paying attention to it. Like every time we come home from school, they'll like put it on TV, like on YouTube, and watch it. And I was never interested into it, like growing up, like in high school and stuff. But like they were always into it. Like even when I come back home from college, like they were always like watching it, like the updates and stuff. So I think that was like more. I think I got more excitement from that, just seeing like how excited they were. Like, damn, it's so cool you made NFL. You made the top 100. Like, I think that was cool for me to see, like their excitement from it, because like how into it they were. So I think that was pretty cool. But it's pretty cool to be in that group of guys, the top 100. Very humbled.
And then you were 24th on the Buccaneers top 50 players of all time list, and you're still playing. Like, how cool is that to realize already at this point, while you still have football left, and of all time, like not just, this last year, like all Buccaneers history as they celebrate 50 years. What's that like to hear?
That was pretty cool when I seen them come out. It was I was like, damn, that's pretty. Because how many players did they do?
50.
50. Yeah, see, so like.
And you were number 24.
So like over the years since, what year did the Bucs start? I feel like 76. I should know this. 76, yeah. I feel like I should know that.
That's all right, you know.
You get lost in the sauce. It's 5-1.
Yeah, that's the number even more important to know right now. So you're good on that front.
Yeah, so I think it's just, to really think about it, it's just like you're out of 50 years to be in the top 50, even that low in the poll is really humbling to see, and just happy that your peers think of you very highly.
All right, we're going to take one more break here on the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. We're talking to Vita Vea. This is Buccaneers Radio. Time for our final segment here on the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. Casey Phillips here with Vita Vea. So we all know you are definitely one of, if not the strongest guys on the team. Would you put yourself number one, or where would you rank yourself on that front?
I wouldn't say in the weight room anymore. I don't really lift too heavy anymore. I think just I think on the field maybe you could say so, yes.
So you might be the strongest on the field, but not necessarily in the weight room.
The weight room is a different story. Like you could be, that's the thing. Like people get misconstrued. Like you could be the strongest person in the weight room, but then you could be the worst player on the field. So it's just like, yeah, it doesn't really translate a lot. So it's like I think it depends how you ask the question, I guess. I think there's other guys that's really strong in the weight room that are really good on the field as well. So
who would the top two of that be on the team, that they're strong in both?
There's 3 people that come to mind.
Okay, we can go 3.
3. Tristan, obviously. Luke Gadecki.
Yep.
Because he's just like he's a meathead. He's always in the weight room.
His Twitter handle is Luke the Lifter, so yeah.
He's always like, if we get out of meetings at 4, and you come back at 7 o'clock, he's just getting out of the weight room.
Jeez.
So he's in there all day, every day. And then the third person I would say would be Greg, because I went to college with him. So
you know.
I know how strong he is and how explosive he is. So I would put, I think the way I look at it is if you put everybody and you gave everybody a year in the weight room together, and who would be the strongest person, I would say, if we trained for it, it was a competition, I would say it'd be me or Greg.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we saw the way it worked out. Well, not only are you strong in the weight room and on the field, you're also strong in tug of war. We saw the way you anchored that NFC tug of war team in the Pro Bowl. Was that fun?
That was really fun. I think I can't give away our strategy. Nick Bosa had the technique for us, so I can't take all the credit.
Because we might need to do it again this next year.
Yeah. I can't give away but he had a perfect strategy for us. So yeah, I can't
give it away. You know, that's very important stuff. Now, also this year you got Charlie Strong as a coach. What do you like about him and the fact he is just such a wealth of experience of both college and pro, coached a bunch of different positions, and defensive coordinator and head coach, and what's it been like to have him come in the room?
I honestly think it was hard at first, just because I had Casey for not Casey Phillips, Casey.
Other Casey. I know I look like a defensive line coach, but yes, other Casey.
Casey Rogers. I had Casey Rogers for the majority of my NFL career, so just being used to that and just losing it, and just knowing what Casey brought to the table for the team and for us up front was like when we found out like he was leaving, it was really hurtful, because we were like, damn. I was like, damn, we're gonna miss Casey. But then you start like moping about it, but then you get in the meetings, and then you get in with Charlie. I was like, dang, it's not the same. I miss Casey. But then you start to give it a chance, and like over the time, and start your relationship with the new guy, Charlie. With Charlie starts to grow, and then now it's just like we love him. And it's like I honestly think Charlie's the funniest coach on the team.
Yeah? He's
so funny. But then it's just like it also helps us up front, because he gives us so much freedom to do what, because he knows our strengths, and he knows like what we could do best. and he trusts us so much that he lets us go out there and do what we do best. Like he's not too hard on us and like our technique things. He knows he understands that we know what to do and what not to do. So like he basically instilled that into us that like I know this is your guys' strengths. You guys are allowed to go out there and do it to your best ability. But like if things get out of hand, like then we'll have to
rein it back in.
Yeah, rein it back in, go back to the drawing board. But it was like you guys are grown men. Like I don't have to like be like the dad in the room to try to. We're all grown men in here, so I think it really helps us in that regard. But then another thing, just building that relationship with him it's just really funny because it's all day. We could. He's the type of guy that's just like you could joke with him all day, and it's just funny because he reminds me a lot of my dad, so it makes it even more good to be around him.
Got your work, Dad. We're talking to Vita Vea. I know also going against Graham in practice, you got to watch him come in as a rookie, handle that new position, and then overall just the whole offensive line and everything they've gone through this year. Going against them in training camp and practice and watching Graham, watching the whole line and how they handled everything, what stands out to you and especially about Graham himself taking on that center role, knowing that's kind of the main area that you would be facing up against? What have you learned about the kind of guy he is?
Graham's a hell of a player. He's a hell of a person on and off the field. He's super funny. I think me and Graham have a good relationship. We call each other Brock. If you ever have him on the.
Dang it! I just had him last week. Why did I not know this? It's a bummer.
Well, I could tell. Like it was just I don't know how it came up, but we started messing around. Like you ever seen the movie? I think no, it's not. Is it Facing the Giants?
Little Giants?
I think it's Facing the Giants, not the little. Oh, it's Facing the Giants. It's. I think it's like a. It's a Christian movie.
Yeah.
But it's just funny. It was like they had a corny scene. It was just when the coach the team had like this conditioning session where they had like one guy was on the floor crawling and another teammate was on their back, and then like they had to do it, but they had to crawl on the field and see who can go the furthest. And then one of the coaches put I think it was last year when we were about to play the Niners. One of the coaches put their best player out there and put a heavy guy on there on his back, and he blindfolded him and made him crawl across the whole field. So if you know the movie, you know the scene. So he basically made him crawl, and then it's just a really corny, funny scene. But when he got to the end zone, the kid goes, the coach looks at him and he's like, "Look up, Brock, you're in the end zone." And then I heard Graham say it. He said he joked about it, and I just started laughing because it was like that moment. It was just like I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. So now when we see each other, we just like, "What up, Brock?"
That's great. How about, I know also for you go against a lot of tough guys on the offensive line. What would you say is, outside of our players, hardest guys to go against O-line, and then maybe hardest people to try to bring down, whether it be quarterbacks, running backs, whoever else you might have to tackle?
So rank it like by position?
Or just like just people that come to your mind of the hardest that are to go against on the O-line and hardest to tackle.
I think it's hard by position when you think about it. I think the nose draws a lot of double teams just by the way things are drawn up.
And you in particular.
So that makes it harder because you're constantly getting. I think that's the hardest thing for me is just trying to figure out how to beat double teams, because it's like you're trying to. Sometimes I don't know. It's hard. Like sometimes you get out there and it's just like, damn.
It's got to be pretty demoralizing to have to face it all the time. I'm sure there's a lot of times you're like, "Can I just have one of you, please?"
Yeah, but you have to find. For me, I found like enjoying it, because like I'll just laugh in the middle of it and just joke with them. I was like, can you guys just give me a one-on-one? just once. But then like you'll get some over the course of time. So I think that's hard. I think I think the hardest position to go against would be the tackle. No, I don't know. I think I'm just saying that because I'm thinking about Tristan and how good he is.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. How about running backs and quarterbacks? Who are the toughest to bring down?
Running quarterbacks. I hate running quarterbacks. I hate it. I hate it. I hate them. That's what sucks. They're hard to bring down. Like, it depends. It really depends who you're going against that week. It's always something new every week because so one week you'll get like a running quarterback, and then the next week you'll get like a quarterback that like gets rid of the ball in like 2 seconds. So like you have to be perfect to try to get a sack. But I think depending on the player, I think certain running backs are harder to bring down, especially the running back we played yesterday, Christian McCaffrey, and how shifty he is. It's hard for us up front because like you're trying to figure out where he's going to be at, and then he makes one cut and he's gone. And I feel like a lot of running backs are like that in today's game. So I think I would give it to the running backs.
And then finally, we got Lions coming up on Monday Night Football. So what excites you about that matchup, Monday Night Football, against those guys in particular, and just how challenging their offense is to go against?
It's definitely a physical, hard game. I think ever since this would be our third year in a row playing against them. Yeah, I think it's becoming one of those games that we know we have to like.
A little bit of a rivalry.
Yeah, it's become into a little rivalry. I think especially after we lost in the playoffs to them in 23. So I think it has become a little rivalry. But we also know how good of a team they have and how physical of a team they have, especially what Dan Campbell's been able to achieve with that team and all the weapons they have on offense. So I think that's even more challenging for us. So it's exciting to go against a team like that to try to because it tells you a lot about yourself and what we got going on over here. I think it'll be a good game.
Well, Vita, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Congrats on that win, and good luck on Monday Night Football.
Thanks for having me.
All right, that's going to do it for us on the Players Table, brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint since 1983. This is Buccaneers Radio.